Monday Night Football. Brandon Anderson, 49ers, Colts, take it away.
I like the Colts. I teased this one on our Best Bets episode. I think this is the Philip Rivers miracle of Christmas that we've been waiting for. Look, the Niners suddenly are live for the 1 seed, so they control their destiny. If they went out, Chicago, Seattle, they're the 1 seed. Pretty shocking. Season metrics don't help us a lot here because obviously the Colts are a very different looking team. The Niners, though, bottom 8 by defense on the season. Bottom 8 run and pass DVOA. Not great. I actually have this line way off. Like, I think the Niners being a 5.5, 6-point favorites is just so far off where things ought to be. My numbers have the Colts still favored here. And to be clear, my numbers are very heavily roster oriented, not just outcome. So it's not like it's not factoring in, well, did you know Philip Rivers is the quarterback? Now, yeah, I'm aware that Philip Rivers is playing. I'm aware that the corners are out. That's all factoring in. DeForest Buckner is not out. He's back. And I think that is a big swing for the Colts. He, I think, is their best defender, at least most important defender. The corners are still out, but I'm not sure the Niners can really hurt those corners as much as they should be able to. Ricky Pearsall is out, and they haven't had great receivers to be able to hurt corners downfield. So I think the Colts defense maybe can hang a little bit. Top 5 this season against under center plays and motion plays. That's a lot of what San Francisco does as much as anyone, motion especially. And Colts are number 1 against inside run defensively. The Niners are 31st on EPA per play on outside runs. So I think the Colts can limit the run game. Niners have not run it that well anyways, and kind of keep it in check. Maybe get some field goals, teeing you up for your bets here. But on the other side, I think the big thing here is that, look, we saw Rivers and the offense move the ball and get some points against Seattle. All right. How about the Niners instead, who are missing all of their best guys on defense? We've talked all year long. There's just not a lot of talent there, including no pass rush. They are not getting after the quarterback. This is a very different experience for Philip Rivers. Now, a whole week to practice and settle in rather than being retired for half of the week, but also no pass rush. So he's going to actually have some time to get some zip on the ball, maybe get the guys open. I think Jonathan Taylor should be able to run a little bit on this defense. Tyler Warren back is a big boon as well, both blocking and as a tight end, receiving downfield. I think Colts' success this year is not all about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been the part of the success of the Colts being number 2 on the season still in success rate, number 1 in explosives. That's Shane Steichen. That scheme, that's blocking. It's Jonathan Taylor. It's the whole process. And quite frankly, I'm not convinced Daniel Jones is that much of an upgrade, if at all an upgrade, on what Philip Rivers can be for this team. Maybe I'll look dumb for that. Rivers is still 44 and a grandpa. Maybe we're just kind of waiting for that to happen. But Niners, 30th success rate on defense, bottom 10 explosives. I think they can get beaten defensively in this game. I think they can get beaten outright. So I'm just going straight to the money line. I don't want a cover here. I think if you like the Niners, you should bet alts. I think maybe Rivers turns into a pumpkin and this all ends very badly. If you like San Fran, I get it. I like the Colts, and I'm going to bet them to win. Plus 245 on the money line, or best you can find. I really believe that this is the spot that we get the story we all want. Philip Rivers comes back to the NFL 5 years away, goes to Monday night. We all watch, and he gets the win. I think it's happening.
Well, if the Colts win this game, it makes the playoff picture much more interesting heading into Week 17. A loss here, I believe, solidifies a few things, so we will see how that goes. Since Purdy came back from injury and replacing Mack, they're 4-0 straight up and against the spread, winning by double digits in each game. They've looked good. But I agree that Buckner back does kind of lead to the bets that I like in this one. I'm seeing some field goals. I'm looking at the vision, and I'm seeing field goals. And the way I'm attacking this is I kind of like San Francisco field goals because I am with you. I don't have complete faith in San Francisco's offense. I do like the addition back of Buckner. I understand the corners are out, but there also is no Pearsall. I think there's some evening out there. So I took Pinheiro over 1.5 field goals, Pinheiro over 7.5 kick points. I like both teams to hit a 33-plus yarder. Indoors also helps with that one. And this one I think is actually really interesting. Over 1.5 field goals second half is plus 110, which to me actually feels kind of interesting in a close game. So I'm all field going. That is the direction I'm headed in this one. Any thoughts on that or anything else with this one?
Yeah, I think the field goals make sense here. I think we're going to get some scores, but maybe, you love a kicker in fantasy if they're going to move the ball, but maybe stall when they get there. So I think the Niners are going to move the ball. I think we're going to get points both ways. So that makes sense. I honestly almost came in here with an escalator of my bet on Colts playoff ticket. The problem is the rest of the AFC did not really help out today. I thought Jacksonville might lose. Texans looked like they might lose for a bit. Instead, the Chargers, I thought the Chargers could lose to the Cowboys. They were underdogs. All those teams won. So Indy is still not out, though. I think the market is basically counting them dead, and that's what we're seeing in the line, too. By the athletic odds, if the Colts went out, they're still 86% to make the playoffs, which I don't think we're really crediting them for. Now, they got to beat the Niners, Jaguars, and Texans, so maybe that's the reason. It's not going to be easy, but I think that they're alive. If they do that, 3-0, they basically need one loss from either the Chargers, Jaguars, or Texans in these last couple of weeks. And then they're in suddenly. And who knows? In this wild AFC, we keep saying, who's the team in the AFC? Maybe could it possibly be the Colts? Like, it sounds crazy, but the odds are going to reflect it being crazy as well. The Athletic has the Colts right now only 3% to make the playoffs. So I haven't seen new playoff odds because obviously the AFC just got shaken up as we hit record here. But I probably need something like 20-1 or longer to nibble a playoff ticket. I haven't seen a number for it. But this is not the last we're talking about the Colts tonight. We're getting to the hot read. I will be on Colts again next week.